Higher. Dog walk. This is what we do in the morning. Touch. Good. Jump. Everybody thinks I'm 60, and it's like, I just get out and do stuff. I don't sit still. I can't stand it.
And if you don't mind, how old are you?
81. If you get out, and I think if you're physically active, and it's like, I just get out and do stuff. I don't sit still. I can't stand it. So I started out, I lived in New York. Mm-hmm. And I'm a biology major. I graduated from college with a biology degree. And I started working for Ward's Natural Science. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but they make things for the classrooms. Like I used to do slides of tadpoles, the different stages of the eggs and the tadpoles. I made the slides. If you see them in school, I used to do that. Mm-hmm. And then I went to work for the University of Rochester. We did research. It was pretty interesting because the doctor that was doing the research, he was trying to find a pill that a pilot who flew and dropped an atomic bomb could take so he wouldn't get radiation sickness. I don't know if that ever panned out. I don't know what happened with that, but that's what that research is about. And then I started working for a doctor doing cardiac ultrasound, which is really what I've done my whole life after that. And then I retired from Earl K. Long, and I worked 10 to 12 years as a vet tech, which was a lot of fun because I learned a lot about my dogs and how to treat them. That was fun. Then I stopped doing that and got my present day jobs. Seesaw. Touch. So I have two jobs. I work for Walmart as a Spark driver, and what we do are two things. We can pick up a curbside order. It's usually for 2 or 3 people. We load the car, and then we go to the person's home and drop off the groceries. And then the other thing we can do is an express order where we shop for the order. So we actually do the shopping for the customer, load it into our car, and take it to the customer. That's one job I do. And it's a lot of fun because I get to meet a lot of people, and I get to see a lot of homes and a lot of places I didn't even know existed in this area. And the people are usually really, really nice. I like talking to them. Met a lot of really nice people. The second job that I have is I work for a company called Westat. They do all kinds of research. The one that I do is actually for the government, and it's working on smoking. So it's been going on for many years. Some people have been in at least 10 years they've been in the study. So I go to their homes with a computer, and the computer, they do an interview on the computer about smoking. What did they see? What did they know? What did they do? And sometimes we take urine and blood and send it in for studies to see if there's any chemicals in their blood or urine related to smoking. And now they're looking at vaping with kids. We start at 12 years old, and we go up until as long as you want to do it. I think the Walmart job, I was thinking about that, is more like going to a workout session because you're lifting, like you have to lift those 40 packs of water, and I feel like I'm getting a real workout. And when you go shopping, you're pushing that cart, and I'm walking because you're timed, and how long it takes you to do. You only have so much time to do the shop. So I'm walking like a, I walk fast. So I got to work out. I don't need to go anywhere else. I get my workout when I'm working, and then here. I keep moving. I can't stand sitting still. I think when you sit still and you don't do anything, you just sit there and watch TV, that's so boring. So when I lived in New York, my grandmother had had a stroke, and she had like an 80-acre farm. So I went to live on that 80-acre farm by myself. And I had a dog, and I started taking him to the local Humane Society for obedience and doing obedience work with him. And it took me until I moved down here to New Orleans, and I met some people in New Orleans who did dog obedience. I got back into it then, and I got really big into showing dogs. I have titles in both duck herding and sheep herding. This dog right here is a champion in herding, and she's a champion in agility. She's 10 years old now, so she's kind of retired. We just do it for fun. And this one is starting to come up. She's gotten all her advanced titles in herding. We're working on them in agility. I'll go in the morning, and she helps me feed the sheep, and I've got some ducks that she puts out for me. So while the ducks are eating their food, I'll run her through the agility course. And actually, I did her this morning too. But every morning I run her through while the ducks are just for fun. If somebody who actually did agility saw me, they would probably go, "Oh my goodness!" So I lived on Chapatula Street in New Orleans, and I actually had a horse over there. There's a stables, Denny Stables, that used to be on the levee, and so I used to ride my horse along the levee all the time and through Audubon Park. I was looking at eBay, and I saw a model horse on eBay, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so pretty." So I bought it, and then I started looking around, and I found a show. It's in Lake Charles. And so I kind of looked around and bought up a few models and went to Lake Charles, and that was my first model horse show. That was years ago, years ago. There's resin horses that are run pretty expensive. They can run anywhere from $350 unpainted up to $1,000 and $2,000 painted. And somebody will put on a show, and it's like a real horse show, only use the models. They have performance classes, and they make saddles and all kinds of outfits down to miniature size, and they're judged on how well it looks like the actual scene that you would see at a horse show. And then they have halter classes, so they have all the different breeds, Arabians, Morgans, ponies, you name it.
I also heard that you maintain that truck.
It's a 1989 Ford F-250 diesel that everybody has wanted to buy for me. No, it is not for sale. I bought it for $13,000 brand new. I actually had my neighbor come over and start it for me yesterday. It hadn't been started in a long time. And I checked the batteries. The batteries were fine. I charged them up and everything, and I still couldn't get it started. It wouldn't even turn over. So I had my neighbor come over, started right up for him. I'm not tall enough. I can't push the clutch in all the way. You have to push that clutch in really hard to get the darn thing to start. So finally yesterday I learned how to just kind of go like this to get it started. And it runs fine, runs great. I can't tell you how many people have stopped by. You want to sell that truck? No.
What is the offer that you wouldn't be able to refuse to sell that truck?
$1 million. I've driven the coast of California. I've been to Yosemite. Been to the Painted Desert, Arizona. I've seen the Grand Canyon. I think I've been almost every place. And if you look on the wall back here, you'll see the waterfalls, and that is New Zealand. I took a trip to New Zealand for 2 weeks. It was on my bucket list. If you ever want to go anywhere, New Zealand is the place to go. It is absolutely gorgeous. So the other pictures are Alaska, and that's Glacier National Park up there. So I've just decided I want to go to Greenland next. That's on my bucket list, is Greenland. I hope I can make it there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you get out, and I think if you're physically active, everybody thinks I'm 60, you know, and it's like, I just get out and do stuff. I don't sit still. I can't stand it.